Chapter 7.4a Special Products of Polynomials. First thing we're going to do here is warm up on special products. We're going to do these 6 problems using box method or FOIL or distribution method. So we're going to warm up this. So you're going to pause the video and do these warm-ups, and then we will go over these together. So let's do A1, the first one with the distribution method. So with that, you're going to distribute the x with x plus 1 and then -1 with x plus 1. You're going to distribute the x inside the bracket and then you're going to distribute the negative inside the bracket. So here you're going to get x squared plus x, and -1 times x is -x. -1 times 1 is -1. You can cancel this negative x and positive x, and then you're going to have the answer as x squared minus 1. If you notice that there were 2 factors of x minus 1 times x plus 1, and it came out as x squared minus 1 or x squared minus 1 square. So just remember that we can break this type of polynomial into these 2 factors. Now I'm going to use the FOIL method. So I'm going to rewrite this square x minus 1 square as x minus 1 times x minus 1. Since it has a square on the top, so it means you're multiplying the same factor by itself 2 times. And FOIL method, as I said, you just follow the arrow pattern, and x times x is x squared, x times -1 is -x, -1 times x is -x, -1 times -1 is +1. Combine the like terms, so you're going to get x squared minus 2x plus 1, and that's going to be your answer. If you have a square on top, then the method is going to be x squared minus 2 times x plus 1 square, or just 1. I'm going to use the same FOIL method for the next question. So x plus 1 times x plus 1. Although you can apply any method like a distribution or a box. FOIL, x times x is x squared, x times 1 is 1x, 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times 1 is 1. Combine the like terms here, you got x squared plus 2x plus 1, and that's going to be your answer. Next, I'm going to use the box method. Just the sake of using it, I actually like the FOIL method, but introducing or just having practice on every method, I'm using the box method here. So 2x plus 3 on the top, so this one I wrote it on the top, and this one I'm going to write on the side here. So that's going to be 2x minus 3. You're going to multiply these two together, 2x times 2x. So 2 times 2 is 4, x times x is x squared. 2x times 3 is going to be 6x. -3 times 2x is going to be -6x. -3 times -3 times +3 is going to be -9. And once you combine the like term, you can see that the 6x minus 6x cancel, so these two cancel, and you're going to write the answer as 4x squared minus 9. So that's your answer because these two cancel. Now again, for the sake of practice, I'm going to use again the box method. So 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Now I'm going to make a box here. On the top you have 2x minus 3, on the side as well you have 2x minus 3. these two, when you multiply, you get 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x, and negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Combine the like terms inside, so that's negative 6 would be negative 12. So what we're going to have here is 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. So that's going to be your answer. One thing if you're noticing is that all of them are special type, same factor, opposite sign. So x minus 1, x plus 1. Here you have same exact factor multiplied 2 times. Same exact factor multiplied by itself 2 times. Here we have same factor with one with the plus sign, one with the negative sign. Whenever you have a same factor, one with the plus and one with the negative sign, the x term is missing for those factors. Now I'm going to do the last one with the FOIL method, and 2x plus 3 multiply it to itself, and 2x times 2x is 4x squared, 2x times 3 is 6x, 3 times 2x is 6x again, and 3 times 3 is 9. Combine the like terms, you get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Now the problems with the square on top, you can see that the front term is always the square of 2x, the last term is always the square of this term. So 4x squared plus 9. Inner term is the multiplication of these two, 2x times 3 times 2. So we're going to use these patterns now rather than using the FOIL box or distribution. We are going to use the pattern. So again, the pattern for the factor that has one positive, one negative. Here you have a square of the first term and square of the last term. So 4x squared, 3 squared. In between you have a negative sign, and the x term is also missing. If you have a same factor multiply by itself twice, then you have a square of the first one, square of the last one, and inside you have is 2 times first number and second number. So 2 times 2x times 3. So 2 times 2x is 4x times 3 is 12x. If it's a negative inside, you keep the negative in the center, so the x term would be negative. If it's positive, then the x term would be positive. Although if you notice, this and this is exactly the same. And this factor and number is exactly the same as well. One of them has a negative, one of them has a positive. So it means that the answer is, and numbers are same, but only the center term, this one is negative because of the negative sign, and this one is positive because of the positive sign. Now we're going to do example number 1, sum and difference pattern. And here we are going to use the formula or a pattern rather than a FOIL box or a distribution method. So anytime you have a plus b, a minus b factor, same numbers, a and b, same numbers, and one of them is a positive sign, one of them has a negative sign. So the formula for that one is going to be a square minus b square, where the x term would be missing. So this, if I compare it with the formula, so a is x, b is 3, and then we can combine this together as a square because that's formula, a square minus b square. So it means that's going to be x square minus 3 square, because you put a as x, b as 3, and then your final answer is going to be x square minus 9. Similarly, for example 1a, if you compare it with a plus b times a minus b, the formula is a square minus b square, where a is x, and b is 7. So then this should be a square minus b square, where a is x, b is 7. So that's going to be x squared minus 49. Similarly, if you compare this one a, this one is b, this one is a, this one is b, formula is a square minus b square. So it means that your answer should be a square, which is 3x square, so 3x square, and b, which is 1, so it's going to be 1 square, so that's going to be 1 square. So the final answer is 9x square minus 1, and that is a square minus b square. Now let's try the number 1, 2, 3 from the bottom, and formula for that is a minus b, a plus b. So a is x, b is 4. All you have to plug it in here, a as x, b as 4. So a square minus b square is the formula. A as x, b as 4. Answer is x square minus 16. Answer is x square minus 16. For number 4, I'm going to compare this again with the factor a minus b times a plus b, and the formula for that is a square minus b square. Now if I compare this with the given problem, my a is going to be b and my b is 10. So a square minus b square means b square minus 10 square. B square minus 10 square. B square will be as it is, and 10 square is 100. So the answer is going to be b square minus 100. Here again I'm going to compare it with a plus b times a minus b. So this center would be minus. So that's going to be a plus b times a minus b, and the formula is again a square minus b square. If I compare it with this question that is given, my a is 2g, my b is 5. So a square means 2g square, b square means 5 square, 2g square is 4g square, minus 5 square is 25. So my answer is 4g square minus 25. The key idea on square of binomial pattern. Binomial pattern, this is called binomial because this is two terms and it's the same factor and you have a square on top. It means the same factor a plus b times a plus b. And if you notice, when in the beginning we did these type of problems using FOIL or box method, you saw that the answer or the standard form came out as a square of the first term, a square, square of the last term on the back, and inside is a times b times 2. So 2 times a times b. If that has a positive sign, so the center term is positive, and a plus b square is the same exact formula as a minus b square. You can see all the terms are same. Only if you have a negative sign, then the center term would be negative. The x term should be negative. And if it's a positive sign, then the center term or the x term should be positive. Other than that, these two are exactly the same formula. Only the center term is positive or negative, depends on the sign of this binomial. Now we are going to discuss example 1a using the sum pattern. This is called sum pattern because it has a positive sign in between. Now I'm going to compare this, whatever is given to me here, x plus 3 with a plus b. So my A at this point is x, and my b at this point is 3. A square means x square plus 2ab plus 2 times a times b, because my a is x, my b is 3, so that's why it's going to be 2 times x times 3 plus b square, and my b is 3, so it means that's going to be plus 3 square. So when I solve this or rewrite it, I got x square plus 6x plus 3 square means 9. And my final answer is x square plus 6x plus 9. So what I'm going to do, simply in other words, I'm comparing a as my x, b as my other value, that's 3, and I'm plugging it into the formula. A square means x square, minus 2ab means minus 2 times x times 3, plus b square means plus 3 square. And when I rewrite, I'm going to get x square, negative 2x times 3 is negative 6x, plus 3 square means 9. And if you notice, these two are same numbers. It means that they are going to have a same numbers as your answer. Only the difference is that since this is a positive sign, so the x term is positive, and since this is a negative sign, so the x term is negative. Okay, in the center is a double of x times 3, double of x times 3. On the end terms is a square of first term plus square of last term. Now, if I'm doing example 2a, this is a binomial expression y plus 1 square, and I compare it with a plus b square. And the formula for that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. I'm going to plug this value into this formula right here, but I'm going to use a as y, b as 1. So my formula is a square means y square, 2ab, 2 times a times b, so 2 times a times b. And lastly, I have b square, which means I have 1 square. So that's going to be plus 1 square. I'm going to rewrite it, y square plus 2y plus 1. Since 2 times y times 1 is just 2y, and 1 square means 1, so I have answered as y square plus 2y plus 1. Next is my binomial, that is a minus b square, and I compare it with a square minus 2ab plus b square. So I'm going to write the formula here because I'm using this formula. I'm going to plug it in a square as 2z. So this is my a and this is my b. I'm just writing it small so I can compare. A square means 2z square, so 2z square minus 2 times a times b, minus 2 times a is 2z, b is 3, plus b square means plus 3 square, so that's going to be 3 square. Going to rewrite it, so I'm going to have here 4z square minus 2 times 2 times 3 is 12z plus 9. 4z square minus 12z plus 9.